Hey everyone, this is Levi for the Brownie Points podcast. I am doing this today because unfortunately my brother is not feeling so well. So we're going to do this video of film review regarding Shadeur Sanders and all of his dropbacks this week against the Rams. It didn't go particularly well. I think we all know that at this point. There's been a lot of controversy regarding Shadeur in general, and this has certainly caught the attention this week. And I want to bring this up especially because I've been someone that's skeptical of Shadeur, and a lot of the problems I brought up have come to play out in this week. And a lot of what I said was his pocket management being so awful. It was really, really bad in college, and that is definitely showing up now. And a lot of the issues I said would happen, really showed up in this tape. And so I just wanted to talk about that a little bit, and didn't really want to go into Dylan Gabriel because it looked a lot similar to what he did the week before. He just looked sharp, precise, got the ball where it needed to go. But it wasn't like anything wild happened. There wasn't like a bunch of darts all over the place. It wasn't a bunch of 30-yard completions. And that's what they're looking for in a backup right now. And Shadeur showed he's got a long way to go. Let's get into it. First play of the game. All right. Let's take a look around. He bails. Unlike some of his other times where he's bailed, this one's not so bad. Gets out a short pass. It's completion. Keeps the offense on the move. It's first down after all. Gets a decent amount. That's not a bad play. Not every play's going to be bad. Otherwise, you'd have a lot more to worry about. There he is. He drops. He bails. Why did he bail? There's a pocket right there that he just abandoned. You don't want to be the guy who always bails. Defensive ends get to know your tendencies. And when they know, hey, even without pressure, this guy's going to bail, they will look for it. So that's not helpful. Here we go. First down. Drops back and keeps dropping back. Now, he does get out of it, but we see, look, stop. Stop dropping backwards. You're putting your tackle in an impossible situation. The defensive end needs to loop around behind you, and then you step up and make the play, but he doesn't. He just keeps going backwards, and that causes the problem. So it's one hand you step up to get out of it, but on the other hand, why are you taking such a deep drop? If it wasn't for that, you don't have this problem, and you should be getting rid of the ball by then. Well, he steps up, gets the ball out before he takes the hit, and it's actually a catchable ball that's dropped, which is really unfortunate. Not on Shadeur. So I didn't like some of the process there, but the result is not on him. He ultimately, impressively actually, got out a catchable ball to the receiver. All right. This time, he looks, he bails. Looks about correct, actually. He waited a bit there, but ultimately just misses. Here, he just gets off an easy play. It's pretty routine. He got the ball out like he was supposed to. Just wasn't a big play. But wasn't much bonus either. It was a pretty short pass. And here, he gets stuck. He gets absolutely walloped and he fumbles. And this is it's just the theme of the game, right? It's the dropbacks. Running. And the defensive end's going to go that deep because he knows that Shadeur's going to keep dropping instead of stepping up. But Shadeur gives him the opportunity. And he takes advantage, and the ball comes out. All right. Next play, though. Again, this time the offensive lineman holds him a little bit, so that helps. But again, deep drop, the defensive end loops around. He's just constantly playing out. But he keeps going backwards. That's what's just incredible about this. Go back again. Let's just restart this for a sec. You can see there's a clean pocket, right? Clean pocket. Where is he? Step up and get rid of it. Don't get me wrong. You can't wait there forever. But side note, defensive tackle, I believe there should actually probably be getting flagged. That looks like hands to the face, but okay. But here's the biggest problem, too, right here. Defensive end's on the ground. Here's all this space. Now, there's a pass rusher coming. Don't get me wrong. I'm not telling you that he's going to turn this into a big play, but this is where you step up into this space right in front of you, and you either throw it away or there's a guy open. It's one or the other. That's when you're like, okay, I almost got sacked. I got away. This pass rusher's coming. I've got a little space. Decision time right now. Ball's got to get out of my hand. But he keeps going backwards like it's a Madden game. And because of that, he goes down. Can't have those kinds of plays. All right, here we go. He's looking. He's just drifting backwards. But he's a pretty good escape artist. However, not forever. And these guys are absolute athletes. They will catch Shadeur. There he goes. It's not a special throw or anything, but hey, it's actually probably one of his better plays of the night. Not just because it wasn't negative, but hey, the idea was make it third and somewhat manageable. And he at least makes the quick decision. And here's the last play of the night. He keeps drifting backwards again. He moves up. He gets out of it somehow, and you do see his agility there. Manages to stay up, which is remarkable. Understanding there's lots of pass rushers around him, though, he rushes the pass just a bit, probably at another second, but I understand. Unfortunately, because of that, that ball is well behind the receiver. On the broadcast, they said that was catchable. It's not. He's reaching all the way behind him like that. Just because it technically touches your fingers doesn't make it catchable just because you like the quarterback. So if you got the space, you can get it to Canal, right? You see that space problem. But I will say, man, he does have good agility. I mean, he understands how to escape sacks, that's for sure. When he's moving around here, the fact that he gets out of this, I mean, I got to respect that. He has a little bit of that it factor to him. Moments like that, moments like in the red zone where he has that, like, it doesn't quite have the word. I guess it factor is the only word. I know I said it before, but it's kind of the word we use for this kind of thing where big moments, he's there, big plays, he kind of has that extra. The problem is with Shadeur, there's nothing below that. There's no ABCs, right? He's the frosting without the cake. So people get confused by the frosting, but you need the cake, and he doesn't have it. And so, plays out, and that was the end of his night. Look, ultimately, he's not ready. And that's why he was at the bottom of the depth chart. And these are the things I pointed out in the Panthers game tape. There were problems there, too. Here they played out more clearly. You can see it in the box score. But I'm not a box score pundit. I'm not only going to call it out when it shows up at the end, and I feel like I have enough support to bring up the fact that he struggled. There were problems in that Panthers game. And that's Panthers' third stringers. Even the Rams' third stringers are better and can show these issues, and you're left with this kind of performance. Ultimately, you see why Shadeur is where he is on the depth chart. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's not anybody trying to keep him down. He was way behind on his understanding of the game. To make up for it, he will have to become an extraordinary processor because he also has a weak arm. And that's a lot to ask for. And quite frankly, I don't think he will be able to, and I'm not really sure it's worth taking him. There are a lot of guys who aren't great processors that have great physical tools. He doesn't have great physical tools, and he's behind on processing. And he has bad habits. But hey, we'll see. Ultimately, time will tell. But right now, he needs a good amount of time on that bench. He's someone who can really make use of all those practice reps, getting rid of those bad habits, and learning how to read the tape so he can make those quicker decisions and be anticipatory because he will need it. So, we won't see him for quite a while, as I suspect. Hopefully won't be too many injuries that he will be seen. And we'll see where his career goes. But for now, it is what it is. Dylan looked sharp. Dylan knew what he was doing. Dylan looks like a Stefanski quarterback that can work in a Stefanski system. Probably not exceptional, but he can run the offense. That's it for this week. I'll see you next week. My brother should hopefully be feeling better by then, and we'll do a full video for you. I look forward to speaking with you then. And I look forward, most of all, to this Browns season. It'll be exciting. See you next week.